Hello aspirants, welcome to GDC English classes and welcome to Tejas series. This series will help you to crack the pharmacist exam easily like RRB or any type of pharmacist exam. So this Tejas series will provide MCQs with explanation of all topics from the all subjects. So let's go into today's session of Tejas series on pharmacology, MCQs and explanation of anti-epileptics as well as anti-anxiety drug. So the first MCQ is the which of the following drug is not used for anxiety? Propranolol, a beta blocker, can use it to reduce anxiety. Alprazolam, a benzodiazepine. Buspirone, a 5HT1A receptor agonist, buspirone. And also haloperidol. Haloperidol. So these are the list of the drugs. And among these, which of the drug is not suitable for the anxiety is, that is option D, haloperidol. Haloperidol is an antipsychotic. It does not involve in the reduction of anxiousness. Propranolol, sympatholytic, decreases sympathetic action is to decrease sympathetic action in anxiety is essential, because in anxiety worriness there is increased sympathetic activity, increased heart rate as well as blood pressure. And alprazolam is a benzodiazepine category. Benzodiazepine used to control anxiety. And buspirone is a serotonin receptor 1A, serotonin type receptor 1A partial agonist. So let's see the classification of anti-anxiety or anxiolytics. Anti-anxiety also known as anxiolytics. Benzodiazepine for treatment of benzodiazepine, diazepam, chloride epoxide, alprazolam, oxazepam, lorazepam. And azapirones like buspirone, zepirone, ipsapirone. Beta blockers like propranolol and sedative, so that is sedative antihistaminic. Hydroxygen. Hydroxygen is an antihistaminic drug. It having the sedation property, and it is also used as an anxiolytic or anti-anxiety drug to control anxiety disorder. Generally, anxiety is a normal behavior in human beings, but if that anxiety become worriness, that develops to general anxiety disorders. Next MCQ, which of the following is barbiturate derivative with anti-epileptic drug? So, paramethadone, phenobarbital, lamotrigine, clobazam. So, clobazam is simply benzodiazepine. Lamotrigine, a anti-epileptic drug. And phenobarbital is a derivative of barbiturate sedative hypnotic. So, definitely having anti-epileptic activity. The answer is B, simple answer. So here barbiturates like phenobarbital, mefobarbital and deoxybarbiturate primidone, hydantoin, phenytoin, mefentoin, ethotoin, iminostilbin, carbamazepine, succinimide, ethosuximide, fensuximide, methosuximide, oxazolidinedione, trimethadione, paramethadione, aliphatic carboxylic acid, valproic acid, divalproic acid, benzodiazepine, clonazepam, diazepam, lorazepam, clobazam, phenyltrazine, lamotrigine, cyclic GABA derivatives like gabapentin, pregabalin, new drugs like topiramate, levetiracetam, zonisamide, vigabatrin, tiagabin, lacosamide. So this is a classification of anti-epileptics based on their chemistry. Next. Next MCQ will be indicate an anti-seizure drug which has an important important effect on T-type calcium channels in thalamic neurons, hypothalamic neurons. So anti-seizure drug. Yes, carbamazepine. Carbamazepine is an anti-seizure, nothing but anti-epileptic drug, but carbamazepine blocks sodium channels. Lamotrigine also affect the sodium channels. Ethosuximide affect the T-type calcium channels in the brain. So excess action of T-type calcium channels in the hypothalamic neurons produces epilepsy. And phenytoin is also anti-epileptic, but it blocks sodium channels. Ethosuximide selectively blocks T-type calcium channels in the hypothalamus neurons and helps in the treatment of absence seizures, a type of epilepsy. Next, ethosuximide reduce the low threshold calcium currents in the thalamic neurons. Transient current is low threshold calcium current due to inward flow of calcium through T-type calcium channel. This is important in generation of absent seizures. For the development of absent seizure, there is excess activity of T-type calcium channels in the hypothalamic neurons. So for treatment, ethosuximide is useful. For treatment of absent seizures, ethosuximide is a drug of choice because ethosuximide selectively blocks T-type calcium channels in the hypothalamic neurons and decrease absent seizures. Next, a sulfonamide derivative inhibition of T-type calcium channels acts by sulfonamide derivative. So generally, sulfonamide derivative. Here sulfonamides are nothing but antibacterial compounds in the chemotherapy. So here felbamate. So felbamate blocks NMDA receptors, a ion channel receptor. Zonisamide block calcium channel. It is a sulfonamide derivative. Topiramate as well as ethosuximide. The answer is the zonisamide. Simple logic, zonisamide is a sulfonamide derivative having similar structure with sulfonamides. Sulfonamides are generally a antibacterial compounds. Sulfonamides are generally a antibacterial compounds. So here, these are the list of the antiepileptic drugs based on their mechanism of action. Based on their mechanism of action. So let's see. Prolongation of sodium channel inactivation. So prolongs the inactivation of sodium channels. Drugs like phenytoin, carbamazepine, valproic acid, lamotrigine, topiramate, zonisamide, lacosamide. And inhibition of T-type calcium current with help of ethosuximide, valproic acid, zonisamide. And zonisamide is chemically sulfonamide derivative. So I think unfortunately the answer is also here. So let's see the question. Which of the following carbonic anhydrase inhibitor effective as anti-conversion drug? Which of the following carbonic anhydrase inhibitor effective as anti-conversion? Acetazolamide, methazolamide, trihexyphenidyl, topiramate. So let's see the discussion. So topiramate, this is a weak carbonic anhydrase inhibitor, has broad spectrum anti-convergent activity in maximal electric shock, that is PTZ induced clonic seizures as well as kindling models. So these are the type of models to induce seizures in animals. Topiramate is a weak carbonic anhydrase inhibitor. It acts by multiple mechanisms: block sodium channel, increase GABA transmission, GABA action, and produce inhibitory neurotransmission. Inhibit the glutamate receptor. Glutamate is a excitatory neurotransmitter. And neuronal hyperpolarization through potassium channel. So topiramate. So topiramate can block the AMP receptors, a glutamate subtype ion channels, block the sodium channel, promote the GABA action, inhibitory neurotransmission. So in epilepsy, there is a excess excitatory neurotransmission which makes the neurons excess firing of the neurons, uncontrolled stimulation of neurons. But in the treatment of epilepsy, we have to decrease that excess firing of neurons by promoting the inhibitory neurotransmission like GABA. Next, further MCQ. Which is the drug of choice for maintenance therapy in uncomplicated bipolar disorder? So this is disorder related to the depression. Unipolar disorder, bipolar disorder. Unipolar disorder means the person is full in happiness or full in sadness, either in one situation, A or B. So here, when coming to the bipolar disorder, sometimes he will be in the happy mood, sometimes he is in the sad mood. The mood will be fluctuated, swinging. Mood is swinging, nothing but fluctuating. So in that case, what is the drug of choice here for treatment of this bipolar disorder, nothing but a depression disorder? So option like sodium valproic acid, carbamazepine, lithium, lamotrigine. What is the drug of choice for maintenance therapy in the uncomplicated bipolar disorder? The answer will be the lithium carbonate. So lithium carbonate is known as mood stabilizer, a anti-manic drug, decrease the hyper-excitation as well as regulates the continuous sedation. It is a stabilizer. It stabilizes the mood of the person. Lithium carbonate. So regarding the discussion, treatment of bipolar disorder. Drug of choice for prophylaxis in bipolar disorder is lithium carbonate, and drug of choice for acute mania. Mania means over excitation, elation. So for acute mania, olanzapine or other atypical antipsychotic with or without benzodiazepines. So atypical antipsychotic is nothing but second generation. Next, lithium carbonate is a mainstay of treatment in bipolar disorder. So in the bipolar disorder treatment, the first preference goes to lithium carbonate. Although sodium valproic acid and olanzapine equally effective in acute mania, I say lamotrigine in the depressed phase. Lamotrigine in the depressed phase. Other drugs used in bipolar disorder like carbamazepine, valproic acid, atypical antipsychotics, lamotrigine, topiramate and gabapentin. These are the list of drugs also for treatment of bipolar disorder. But lithium carbonate is known as mood stabilizer. Next, the drug of choice for trigeminal neuralgia. The drug of choice for trigeminal neuralgia, aspirin. So neuralgia nothing but inflammation of the neurons, damage to neurons. Mipramine, carbamazepine, as well as valproic acid. So here the drug of choice for trigeminal neuralgia will be carbamazepine, a sodium channel blocker from the antiepileptic class. So let's see the discussion why carbamazepine is a drug of choice for the given condition. So carbamazepine is a tricyclic compound closely related to the imipramine. It is one of the most commonly used antiepileptics. So for treatment of trigeminal neuralgia as well as glossopharyngeal neuralgia, carbamazepine is drug of choice of these neuralgias and given for several months. So trigeminal neuralgia as well as glossopharyngeal neuralgia can be treated by carbamazepine. So this is also very simple question and easy question. I hope you know the answer for this. So valproic acid is a analgesic, control the pain, decrease the pain, anti-epileptic, decrease the convulsions epilepsy, anti-inflammatory, decrease inflammation, diuretic, promotes urination and helps in treatment of hypertension as well as edematous condition. Simply valproic acid is an anti-epileptic. So here the same classification we already gone through in the previous slides. So this is a classification of antiepileptics based on their chemical name. So like barbiturates, phenobarbital, deoxybarbiturate, primidone, hydantoin, phenytoin, phosphenotoin, immunostelbine, carbamazepine, oxcarbazepine, eslicarbazepine, succinimide, ethosuximide, aliphatic carboxylic acid, valproic acid, benzodiazepine, clonazepam, phenyltryazine, lamotrigine, cyclic GABA analog gabapentin, pregabalin, new drug, topiramate, levetiracetam, zonisamide, vigabatrin, tiagabin, lacosamide. These are the list of antiepileptics based on their chemical groups, chemical names. Next, the following antiepileptic drug also effective in manic depressive illness. So mania, excess excitation, depression, sadness, a bipolar type disorder. So ethosuximide, primidone, phenobarbital, carbamazepine. So the following anti-epileptic drug is a choice for manic depression. So anti-epileptic drug. So definitely that will be the carbamazepine. So here carbamazepine is anti-epileptic drug, yes, but it is drug of choice for treatment of manic depressive illness, a type of bipolar disorder. So here manic depressive illness, a bipolar mood disorder, carbamazepine is used as a alternative to lithium as a mood stabilizer. So at initial cases regarding drugs for mania as well as bipolar disorder, lithium used as a mood stabilizer. It can stabilize the mood of the person. and antiepileptics like carbamazepine found to control mania and to prolong remission in bipolar disorder. Next, further continuation. Which of the following benzodiazepine used as a anti-anxiety drug? Anxiolytic. Which of the following benzodiazepine as a anxiolytic? Azapirone, a anxiolytic, but it is acts on serotonin 1 receptor. Triazolam, alprazolam, as well as option is all of them. So benzodiazepine, azapirone is not a benzodiazepine, and here the drug for treatment of anxiety will be the alprazolam. In the previous slides also we gone through like this MCQ. So benzodiazepine used in anxiety disorder like diazepam, chlordiazepoxide, oxazepam, lorazepam, alprazolam, anxiety. So you can remember like DOCLA, D-O-C-L-A, capital D-O-C-L-A. D means diazepam, O means oxazepam, C means chlordiazepoxide, L means lorazepam, A means alprazolam. So DOCLA is the trick for drugs from benzodiazepines in treatment of anxiety disorders. Next, which of the following is a narrow spectrum antiepileptic effective only in absence seizures? Narrow spectrum having only limited action. For example, broad spectrum antiepileptic means have multiple action, can block sodium channel, can block calcium channel, may also act through other mechanisms. But here narrow spectrum means only one type of action. So options like phenazimide, ethosuximide, sodium valproic acid, primidone. So especially for treatment of absence seizures. For absence seizures mainly ethosuximide. Ethosuximide is having only one action, blocking of T-type calcium channels. Yes, sodium valproic acid also can block T-type calcium channels, but sodium valproic acid is a broad spectrum antiepileptic, can block sodium channel, can also increase the GABA synthesis and decrease GABA metabolism and increase GABA levels. So sodium valproic acid increase GABA action, sodium valproic acid block sodium as well as calcium channels. Yes, the answer will be the ethosuximide. So continuation of this explanation. So ethosuximide. So ethosuximide is selectively blocks T-type calcium channels, a drug of choice for generalized absence seizures. Regarding mechanism, ethosuximide reduces low threshold calcium T-type calcium current in the thalamic neurons. This T-type calcium current thought to be responsible for a type of epilepsy known as absence seizures. Absence seizures. Next. The drug of choice for partial seizures is carbamazepine, ethosuximide, diazepam, lamotrigine. So lamotrigine, diazepam, ethosuximide, carbamazepine, and the answer is carbamazepine is a drug of choice for treatment of partial seizures. So let's see the discussion of the particular MCQ. Carbamazepine is effective for treatment of complex partial seizures. Effective for treatment of complex partial seizures. It appears to act by reducing polysynaptic responses and blocking post-tetanic potentiation. Blocking post-tetanic potentiation. So it appears to act by reducing polysynaptic responses, decrease reflexes, blocks post-tetanic potentiation, and refers to as partial seizures, also referred as focal seizures, affect a single brain area. So focal seizures affect single part of the area of brain, and with the temporal lobes being the most common occur site, they associate with epilepsy. So partial seizures nothing but focal epilepsy. Focal means particular point. So in the total brain, at particular point of the brain, this particular location this epilepsy happen, and this mainly in the temporal lobe, that is single brain area. Next, The mechanism of action of carbamazepine appears similar to that of benzodiazepines. Benzodiazepines promotes GABA action, increase the gamma aminobutyric acid, a inhibitory neurotransmission action will be provided. Valproic acid. So valproic acid blocks sodium channel, can block calcium channel, can increase the GABA levels. And phenytoin, a selective voltage gated sodium channel blocker. Ethosuximide, a selective T-type calcium channel blocker. So here definitely answer will be the phenytoin because phenytoin is only block sodium channel. Carbamazepine also blocks sodium channel. Both are having similarity in their mechanism of action. So regarding the discussion, so drugs like phenytoin, fosphenytoin, carbamazepine, sodium valproic acid, lamotrigine, topiramate, zonisamide binds to voltage-dependent sodium channels, involves in the prolongation of inactive gate, prevent further entry of sodium into neuron, stabilize the neuron membrane. Generally, influx of sodium into the neuron, depolarization, continuous influx of sodium into the neuron, increase the firing of neurons, may develop convulsions or epilepsy. That's why in the treatment of epilepsy, we have to block sodium channels. We have to block sodium channels. By blocking sodium channels, decrease the influx of sodium into the neuron, decrease the firing of neurons, and decreases convulsions. So that leads to inhibit generation of repetitive action potential like depolarization. Therefore, prevent or reduce the spread of seizures in the neurons. So the mechanism of action of anti-epileptic drugs here, they act on sodium channels like phenytoin, fosphenytoin, all this list of drugs. They block sodium channels in inactive state and make that inactivation for long period and decrease the further firing of the neurons and control epilepsy. Next, buspirone. Buspirone is an anti-anxiety drug. Acts on. So GABA receptor is target for antiepileptics, benzodiazepines, barbiturates, general anesthetics. Benzodiazepines receptors also bind by GABA. Type 2 dopamine receptors. Serotonin 1A receptor. Buspirone is a selective partial agonist on serotonin 1A receptors and helps in treatment of anxiety known as anti-anxiety drug or anxiolytic. Decrease the anxiety in person. Yes, here is the explanation. Buspirone is a serotonin 1A receptor agonist, especially partial agonist, helps in treatment of anxiety. Unlike benzodiazepines, it is a non-sedative anti-anxiety. So benzodiazepines also anxiolytic action, but they produce sedation, sleep. But the buspirone produce anxiolytic action, but does not cause sedation as a side effect. Due to delay in onset of action, it is used for treatment of chronic anxiety and is ineffective in the acute panic attacks. Acute panic attacks. And buspirone lacks anticonvulsant as well as muscle relaxation property. Muscle relaxation property. Okay. Okay, buspirone lacks anticonvulsant activity and muscle relaxant property. Benzodiazepines can cause decrease in anxiety, anxiolytic action, can cause sedation, can cause amnesia, loss of memory, and can cause anticonvulsant effect, can cause muscle relaxant effect. If the drug is, if the requirement is only reduction of anxiety, if the requirement is only reduction of anxiety, buspirone is the choice, that is anxiolytic selectively as a partial agonist on serotonin type 1A receptors. Next, which of the following drug is preferred for long-term treatment of severe anxiety disorder with intermittent panic attack? So which of the following drug is preferred for long-term treatment of severe anxiety disorder with intermittent panic attacks? So the panic attacks will like come and go, intermittent. So phenothiazines, a antipsychotic, azapirone, buspirone category, beta blocker, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. So in the severe anxiety disorders, definitely the option will goes to the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. So they selectively inhibit the reuptake of serotonin and increase the levels of serotonin at postsynaptic receptors. So let's see the discussion regarding SSRIs. SSRI are the drug of choice for long-term management of panic disorder, whereas benzodiazepines drug of choice for acute panic attacks, acute panic attacks. And the types of SSRI like citalopram, dapagliflozin, escitalopram, fluoxetine, fluoxamine, paroxetine, sertraline, vertioxetine. So types of SSRI, there are many number of examples like citalopram, dapagliflozin, escitalopram. So SSRI mainly for the treatment of acute panic attacks, acute panic attacks. Next, yes, these are our features of our pharmacist online course. So these are the features of the online pharmacist coaching from the GDC. So here you can get a 200 plus live classes daily routine, and you will get pre-recorded video lectures and online test series will be there, and previous year MCQs will be there. So mention here clearly, and you will get a e-notes of all RRB syllabus, and you will also get a hard copies material of theory competitive material as well as objective material, and at the price of 3999. And for more details, yes, you can contact me on given number 799 531 8103. Okay, so already the classes are going on. Definitely the chance of pharmacist exam of RRB in the December or January, plenty of time is there, but the competition is very high. So please put 1 year for, if you are having a goal to government job, you have to prepare for 1 year. In this 1 year, there is a chance of number of notification like RRB, like individual state pharmacist will come, and CGHS, central government health scheme will come, and drug inspector notification is also will come. So definitely the notifications will come, but you have to be in the preparation. So please go for 1 year preparation, and definitely you will crack any type of exam in the government sector regarding our pharma field. So regarding details, you can contact me on 799 531 8103. And even you can look here. So the 3999, the price with along the materials, hard copies, and 2999 if you need only classes, like you have daily live classes, you will get pre-recorded lectures and test series will be there, and previous year MCQs with explanation will be there, e-notes you will get on all syllabus of the RRB. And these are the features, and even like this what you are listening now, the Tejas series, on all subjects, all topics, you will get recorded videos uploaded in the YouTube. Okay, so all the best. Please be serious on your preparation, and you have to go for 1 year plan. In this 1 year plan, you will may crack any type of pharmacy competitive exam, but it's require your desire as well as your attention and your focusness of preparation. Next, further continuation. Indicate the drug of choice for status epilepticus in infants as well as children. Indicate the drug of choice for status epilepticus in infants as well as children, like phenobarbital sodium, clonazepam, ethosuximide, phenytoin. For drug of choice for status epilepticus. So phenobarbital is a barbiturate, clonazepam, benzodiazepine, ethosuximide, and phenytoin. For the treatment of status epilepticus, the drug will be preferred is phenobarbital sodium. Phenobarbital sodium in infants as well as children. So especially status epilepticus is nothing but it is majorly happen in case of children as well as infants. So phenobarbital, a drug of choice for generalized tonic-clonic seizures, also known as petit mal seizures, generalized tonic-clonic seizures, but can cause but can cause hyperkinesia in older children, increase the movements, increase the activity. Phenobarbital, primidone as an anti-convulsant drugs due to GABA mimetics as well as GABA facilitatory properties. These drugs increase the duration of opening of chloride channels. So barbiturates increase the opening duration of chloride channels, causes severe influx of Cl- into the brain cells, leads to hyperpolarization and regulates epilepsy in the epileptic patients. Next. So, following are the examples of generalized seizures except tonic-clonic seizures, myoclonic seizures, kindled seizures, atonic seizures. So, following are examples of generalized seizures except tonic-clonic, myoclonic, kindled as well as atonic. Definitely, here the answer will be the kindled seizures because tonic-clonic affect the tone as well as increase the convulsions in the person. Myoclonic mainly affect the muscle contractions. Atonic decrease in the tone, affecting the tone of the muscle, the force of contraction of muscle. And kindled seizures a type of seizures to produce in the animals, to induce in animals. So here the simple classification of seizures type as per International League Against the Epilepsy. Focal onset. So in one side of the brain at particular point. Focal aware seizures. Focal with impaired awareness. Focal to bilateral tonic-clonic seizures. And generalized seizures like generalized absent seizures, generalized myoclonic seizures, generalized tonic-clonic seizures, atonic seizures, epileptic spasms. Epileptic spasms. Next, the next MCQ will be which of the following anti-seizure drug is a prodrug metabolized to phenobarbital? Phenytoin, primidone, felbamate, vigabatrin. So here answer will be the primidone, which converts to the phenobarbital, which converts to phenobarbital. So let's have a discussion on this MCQ. A primidone is a deoxybarbiturate converted by liver to phenobarbital and phenyl ethyl malonamide. So primidone is a prodrug. Simply it is a deoxybarbiturate, removal of one oxypropyl barbiturate, and conversion takes place in liver, and primidone converts to phenobarbital and phenyl ethyl malonamide. And primidone is an anti-epileptic having anti-epileptic activity mainly due to these activity metabolites half-life primidone. Sorry, its anti-epileptic activity is mainly due to these active metabolites because half-life of primidone is less than the active metabolite. Less than the active metabolite. Next, the following MCQ is beta blocker that can be used in anxiety disorder. Beta blocker. Atenolol, a selective beta 1 receptor blocker. Metoprolol, also selective beta 1 receptor blocker. Propranolol, a non-selective beta blocker, helps in treatment of anxiety disorders. And diltiazem is a calcium channel blocker. Yes, the answer will be the propranolol. So regarding the classification, the drugs in treatment of anxiety are anxiolytic. Sorry, drugs in the treatment of anxiety and anti-anxiety drugs are known as anxiolytics. Benzodiazepines helps in benzodiazepines examples. Azapirones will be there and beta blockers, sedative antihistaminic hydroxygen. These are the list of drugs for treatment of anxiety or anxiety related disorders. Next, all which of the following is so all which of the following is a GABA transaminase inhibitor? Gabapentin, it having similar action like GABA. Vigabatrin, lamotrigine, clobazam. So here you can see TR, TR. So GABA, TR means transaminase, IN means inhibitor. So vigabatrin, a vinyl derivative of GABA transaminase inhibitor. So IN inhibitor, TR transaminase, GABA, gamma aminobutyric acid. So GABA means GABA, gamma aminobutyric acid. TR means transaminase, IN means inhibitor. GABA transaminase inhibitor, vigabatrin. So vigabatrin inhibit the GABA transaminase enzyme, decrease the inactivation of GABA, increase the levels of GABA. In the epilepsy treatment, we have to increase inhibitory neurotransmission GABA glycine, because in the epilepsy, the excess firing of neurons, the excess impulse generation in the neurons due to excitatory neurotransmission domination. That's why we have to increase the domination of inhibitory neurotransmission in the treatment of epilepsy. And vigabatrin, the spelling itself, IN inhibitor, TR transaminase, GABA transaminase inhibitor, inhibit the metabolism or inactivation of GABA, increase the levels of GABA, helps in the treatment of epilepsy by decreasing the impulse generations in the brain cells, nothing but neurons. Yes, answer will be the vigabatrin. So as I mentioned, it is a gamma vinyl GABA derivative acts by irreversibly inhibit the enzyme GABA transaminase. The enzyme which degrades GABA, thereby raising brain GABA levels, and it can cause depression in some patients. And vigabatrin is useful in patient not responding to other antiepileptics. So vigabatrin is mainly used in patients if that patient is not responding to other antiepileptic drugs. Next, so neural tube defect may occur by which of the following anti-seizure drug? Neural tube defect may occur by which of the following anti-seizure drug? Like ethosuximide, vigabatrin, valproic acid, primidone. Valproic acid, vigabatrin, ethosuximide. The neural tube defect may be occur by the, yes, definitely the answer will be the valproic acid. Valproic acid is an excellent drug, as well as valproic acid also produces severe side effect on prolonged use, on long term use. So neural tube defect nothing but may affect the spinal cord action. The spinal cord become abnormal. So here the list of the drugs and their teratogenic effects. So teratogen nothing but the agent or substance damage the fetus. Next, tolerance and physical dependence not observed with following anxiolytic. Tolerance. What is tolerance? Drug require more dose to produce its action, increasing the dose of drug to produce action. Initially, drug showing good actions at the low doses, but on prolonged use, it require more dose to produce action. Tolerance, adaptation. So the tolerance and physical dependence not observed in paraldehyde, chloral hydrate, buspirone. So 100% the answer will be the buspirone, because buspirone only causes reduction in anxiety. Buspirone does not cause sedation, does not having anticonvulsant action, does not having other actions like muscle relaxation. For example, benzodiazepines may have tolerance and physical dependence. Benzodiazepines may produce sedation, amnesia, muscle relaxation, anxiolytic activity, nothing but anti-epileptic activity also. But here buspirone only having anxiolytic activity, so it does not causes any tolerance as well as dependence like properties of other CNS drugs like benzodiazepines, barbiturates. So chloral hydrate was the first sedative drug. So slows the activity of central nervous system by increasing the membrane permeability, which leads to sedation or sleep. And generally, this chloral hydrate side effects like sedation, thereby physical dependence. Coming to buspirone, a partial agonist on serotonin type 1A receptors and decrease the release of serotonin, helps in treatment of anxiety as a anxiolytic or anti-anxiety drug. And the advantage of buspirone does not produce tolerance or dependence. When coming to paraldehyde, it reduces the release of acetylcholine in response to neuronal depolarization. Paraldehyde decreases the release of acetylcholine in response to neuronal depolarization. And the common effects like it may cause sedation dependence. Paraldehyde also may cause sedation as well as dependence like chloral hydrate, but buspirone does not produce tolerance or dependence. Next, which of the following is a new category of antiepileptic? Gabapentin, pregabalin, lamotrigine, topiramate. So topiramate, calvamate, zonisamide, like these drugs are new category of drugs. Topiramate. So topiramate blocks AMPA receptors of ion channels. AMPA receptors of ion channel. So like this classification we already done 2 times in the previous slides. So once go through this and here the drug is the topiramate. Topiramate is a new category. Topiramate blocks AMPA receptors of ion channel receptor subtype. Glutamate ion channel receptor subtype. So glutamate, excitated neurotransmitter of the central nervous system. This glutamate present in the G-protein coupled receptors as a metabotropic glutamate and present in the ion channel as well as ionotropic glutamate. So ionotropic glutamate again subtypes like AMPA, kainic acid, NMDA. Next, which of the following is not a anti-epileptic drug? Clonazepam, benzodiazepine, topiramate, anti-epileptic, flunarizine, carbamazepine. So flunarizine will be the answer. So like this simple question you can also answer easily. So let's see the discussion. Flunarizine. So flunarizine is not a comes under category of the anti-epileptics. Anti-epileptics. So further continuation. Next question. Which are the, let's see for the MCQ of next one. Which of the following antipsychotics in excess dose responsible for cardiac arrhythmias? Which of the following antipsychotic in excess dose responsible for the cardiac arrhythmias? That is chlorpromazine, clozapine, thioridazine, haloperidol. So all are the antipsychotics, yes, but which one of the following at the high dose may responsible for cardiac arrhythmias, abnormality in the rhythm of the heart? Chlorpromazine, clozapine, thioridazine, haloperidol. So definitely the answer will be the clozapine, because clozapine is the second generation antipsychotics. Clozapine is the second generation antipsychotics. Clozapine also causes agranulocytosis, a major drawback of clozapine. Clozapine, a second generation or atypical antipsychotic. The clozapine causes abnormal heart rhythms, arrhythmias. If bradyarrhythmias less than 60 beats, tachyarrhythmias more than 100 beats. And especially the first generation antipsychotics are having extra pyramidal symptoms like Parkinsonism. But the second generation antipsychotics produce lipid related disorders as well as myocardium related disorders like arrhythmias. So haloperidol, thioridazone, chlorpromazine, all are first generation antipsychotics. They commonly produce extrapyramidal symptoms by lack of, by blocking, by decreasing dopamine in nigrostriatal pathway. In the nigrostriatal pathway, if dopamine levels are very less, it develop movement disorders like Parkinsonism. Yes, let's see the discussion clozapine. So clozapine shows a dangerous side effects like cardiac arrhythmias. It is an antipsychotic of choice for treatment of resistant schizophrenia. What is schizophrenia? Nothing but psychosis, and has minimal risk for extrapyramidal symptoms. The specific reason for clozapine adverse effect is cardiometabolic event believed to be autonomic dysfunction. It may cause dysfunction of heart and may decrease the heart rhythm, bradyarrhythmias, decrease the number of heartbeats. And clozapine also causes agranulocytosis, decreases WBC in the blood levels, and olanzapine, clozapine derivative olanzapine, does not cause agranulocytosis. And here, these are the important books of from GDC and will definitely help you to crack your pharmacist exams. So here, these are the list of the two books you have to go through because these are the hard copies from the GDC, and definitely these books will help to crack your pharmacist exams. So here it is a fingertips theory book, a colored book with all detailed concepts and basics required for RRB syllabus. And here it is a objective fingertips book. This is also color book. Definitely both books will help you to crack your competitive goals. And further details you can contact me on this given number 7995318103. Yes, I am the coordinator of GDC English classes South India. Next, barbiturates acts through. Generally, barbiturates are weak acids. Barbiturates are sedative hypnotics. Barbiturates acts through glutamate receptor. Glutamate is an excitatory neurotransmitter. Produce excitation. May excess excitation in the CNS may develop psychosis, epilepsy-like conditions. Nicotinic receptors, NMDA receptors, GABA receptors. Yes, the answer is the GABA receptors because barbiturates are sedative and hypnotics. Barbiturates are known as sedative hypnotics. Sedative hypnotics produce sedation, relaxation of the brain cells by produce hyperpolarization, by produce hyperpolarization, by agonizing the GABA action, by agonizing GABA action. So simply, GABA is an endogenous agonist at GABA receptor, promote influx of cell minus into the neurons and produces hyperpolarization. Next, flumazenil. Flumazenil is a competitive antagonist at benzodiazepine site. And beta carbolin. Beta carbolin is a inverse agonist at benzodiazepine receptor, GABA A receptors. Yes, next question. All of the following are adverse effects of sodium valproic acid except weight gain, alopecia, curling of hair, osteomalacia. So alopecia will be there, definitely curling of hair will be there, and the drawback is 100%. Sorry, the answer is 100% osteomalacia. Osteomalacia is a problem with phenytoin, but it is not a problem of sodium valproic acid. Weight gain, alopecia, curling hair are the adverse effect of sodium valproic acid, but not osteomalacia. So let's have a discussion. Adverse effects of valproic acid: anorexia, loss of appetite, vomiting, loose motions, and heartburn, common but mild. And drowsiness will be there. Ataxia, loss of muscle coordination, tremors at high doses. And alopecia, curling hair, weight gain, and increased bleeding tendency if you observed. Rashes, thrombocytopenia also there. And osteomalacia is not a side effect of sodium valproic acid. However, phenytoin on other hand can cause this osteomalacia. So the next question: fetal hydantoin syndrome is seen if following drug is used in pregnancy. First of all, hydantoin. Hydantoin is a chemical name of the phenytoin. First of all, we have to collect. You have to connect it to any point of MCQ. Fetal hydantoin syndrome. Fetal, problem to baby. Hydantoin, phenytoin. Fetal hydantoin syndrome, nothing but the syndrome is because of excess dose or continuous usage. Yes, the options like phenytoin, alcohol, ethosuximide, phenobarbital. The fetal hydantoin syndrome is seen if the phenytoin drug is taken in the pregnancy. Yes, you can see the answer here. So let's see what is this fetal hydantoin syndrome. The fetal hydantoin syndrome is a characteristic pattern of mental, physical birth defects result from the maternal use of anti-seizures nothing but anti-convulsant drug phenytoin during pregnancy. So during the pregnancy, if phenytoin take, that may produce fetal allantoin syndrome, that is characteristic pattern of mental and physical birth defects that result from maternal use of anti-seizure, that is anti-convulsant, and phenytoin also during the pregnancy. So using of phenytoin during pregnancy produce this condition, fetal allantoin syndrome, which is a treatment of juvenile myoclonic epilepsy in pregnancy. Juvenile in the early age. So which is treatment of juvenile myoclonic epilepsy in pregnancy? Levetiracetam, carbamazepine, vigabatrin, phenytoin. Yes, the answer will be the levetiracetam. Levetiracetam is a new category of antiepileptic. It decreases the release of glutamate to the postsynaptic receptor. So glutamate is a excitatory neurotransmission. Excess stimulation of glutamate receptors increase the excitatory neurotransmission in CNS, increase the firing of neurons, increase the impulse of neurons, produce convulsions. But levetiracetam decrease the glutamate release, decrease the excitatory neurotransmission, decrease the firing and impulse of the neuron, and control epilepsy in the brain cells. So carbamazepine having teratogenicity can damage fetus, vigabatrin can damage the fetus, phenytoin can damage the fetus. That's why for treatment of a juvenile myoclonic epilepsy in pregnancy is the drug of choice is levetiracetam. Levetiracetam. So let's see the discussion. Levetiracetam, lamotrigine, valproic acid, topiramate, useful in myoclonic epilepsy, useful in treatment of myoclonic epilepsy. And valproic acid should be avoided in the pregnancy. Vigabatrin has no role in this condition, whereas carbamazepine, phenytoin are contraindicated in myoclonic epilepsy. So levetiracetam is preferred in case of treatment of juvenile myoclonic epilepsy in the pregnant women. So carbamazepine is a derivative of. So you can easily remember the carbamazepine derivative, that is immunostilbine. Carbamazepine, immunostilbine. Not a benzodiazepine, not a azosine, not a xanthine. Immunostilbine is simply the chemical name of the carbamazepine. Chemical name of the carbamazepine. That is answer is immunostilbine. So again, this classification still up to now we discussed around 3 to 4 times the same classification. So this is a classification of antiepileptics based on their chemical name, nothing but chemical groups in the drug structure. Okay, so this is about the MCQs and explanation discussion on the CNS part 2 of Tejas 2 series. Sorry, Tejas series. So subscribe to GDC English classes. You can contact me on the given number already, 799 531 8103 for pharmacist coaching in GDC. We are providing excellent classes as well as along with the materials also. Okay, all the best. Subscribe to GDC English channel. Thank you.